Doesn't look like there's any change to your lineup here tonight, Coach.
No, and Søgaard will go in net.
Can you tap into the fact that this game means something for Carolina, like that, they have to kind of win this game for the standings, that maybe you guys can use that as a little bit of a motivation on your end?
Well, they work extremely hard, and they play a hard brand of hockey. They put it in every time. If you're not sharp, you're not going to have fun. It isn't a game where you're just going to go out there and have the puck. You're not going to have the puck at all, and you're going to be frustrated. So get your head around that. But we also have a competitive group, and right on down the lineup from the captain right on down, it's a pretty competitive group. So I'm not worried that they're not going to play hard. They play hard every night.
DJ, Claude Giroux is 2 points away from 1,000 in the NHL. I'm wondering, the way that the team rallied around Derek Brassard for his 1,000th game this year, Giroux possibly reaching that milestone this year, could have final 2 games of the season. Could that be kind of seen as maybe a little bit of a win? Yeah,
for sure. And you know what? But at the end of the day, you have to do it right. You don't get points, by hoping to get points. You're going to have to go earn it. You're going to have to track somebody back. You're going to have to steal a puck. You might have to block a shot to get it. I think we all want him to get it this year. We know how hard and what he means to this group and what a year he's had, and the impact he's had on that room. But we're going to have to work to get it.
He's been one of the more visually disappointed, frustrated players down the stretch when it seemed like it was maybe slipping away the past few games. Is that something that you'd like your younger players to take note of and see? Like, this guy's 35 years old, and it seems like no one in the league wants it more than him.
Well, I mean, there's lots of guys that want it. But the thing is, and our young guys want it too, he's 35, and he knows he's played the majority of his career already, and he knows there's only so much window left, to have an opportunity. And he was doing everything in his power to drag the group in, as well as some other guys were doing that. And he came here only to be in the playoffs and to be a part of something. And I think he's helped start something. And clearly he gave us everything he had. And that's all you can ask of your players.
It's interesting with him. He spent a lot of time in one organization, but he's come as advertised, hasn't he?
100%. He's been better than advertised for me. His ability to think the game and all those things are great. His compete level is really high. And you could see why he's been in the game so long. When you rewatch the game, he does 2 or 3 things a night with the puck, away from the puck, that are incredible. Hand-eye skills, things like that. You can see why he was so good when he was younger. Now he's learned the games he doesn't have legs, how to, have a good B game, and not be -4 or 5. He's a plus player. He finished as a plus player. That's a heck of a job.
What do you think of Brassard's nomination for Master?
I think it's well deserving. Here's a guy that he doesn't need the money. He doesn't need he's played lots, and he just wanted to push and play one more year. And he'll decide this summer if he wants to do that again. He got to 1,000 games. He scored 13 goals. If he played out, maybe he gets more. It would have been his most amount of goals in 4 or 5 years. He was important to our second unit power play. He was important to the group. It's what you want from NHL players, is a guy like him that just loves playing hockey. And clearly he'll be in hockey when he's done. I know he has some ownership in a group, but he loves hockey and everything that, he's gone from being a young guy that thinks one way to where he is now. I think he would admit he's a different person, different player, but a great honor for him.
Had any talks since the operation about what was going to happen? What do you think?
No, I've talked to him plenty this year, as much as I've talked to, the leaders. I've talked to Brass on off days. I really value a guy like his opinion. That's been around all scenarios. He's been the young guy that, was thinking points, and he's been the guy that's knows it's about wins. And it happens in your career, and how quickly you can get your group of guys to think that way and mature is how quickly the group changes. And I think our group has changed, and I think it's starting to become a lot more about winning, and it certainly was this year. It's just we ran into a ton of injuries, and with both goalies being out, it just became too much to overcome. But the effort and the mindset is there.
The list of NHL experienced teams, out of the 16 top teams, 13 will be in the playoffs this year again. Only 3 teams are out of that. The Devils are different, the Rangers, and also the Kings. The Ottawa Senators are 25th on that list. And Giroux and Brady, they represent 30% of NHL experience in this league. Yes, you do have a young team. What's the next step for this organization? Isn't it to get more players that are experienced NHL players? Not only do you need to get them, maybe you'll need to sacrifice some youth in order to get that and to cross that line to make the playoffs.
There's yes and no. You look at the Rangers, you look at the Devils. I think our youth is starting to become some of those guys. I think Brady's now heading into whatever year. Chabot, these guys are starting to be those guys. I mean, that's obviously up to Pierre as to what he does in the offseason. But I think, the amount of minutes and the amount of time that Tim's played and all these guys have played, Sanderson, the amount of minutes he's eaten this year is going to make us so much better going forward. And do you want to sacrifice young guys for, one season or whatever? I think as an organization, they've done a heck of a job of letting the kids develop at their own pace, and eventually the group's going to grow together and be good for a long time. So, I mean, that's a decision for the front office, but I think they've done it right and taken the proper amount of time to develop these kids, and why not let them be the part of it, and why not be one of those three that can get in? I think certainly you need experience, but if you want to do it for a long time, you got to keep the core, and I think our core group is the group that can do it.
Excited for the challenge of Carolina tonight?
Yeah, absolutely. It's obviously one of the top teams in the league, and a good opportunity for us as a group in here to go up, like I said, against a team that's at the top of the league, and we want to put together a good performance for our fans. That's been awesome. So we definitely want to reward them with a win tonight. So we're going to give it our all.
On that, it's the second night of fan appreciation night or weekend here at Canadian Tire Center. What can you say about the fans showing out this year?
Yeah, I've been here for the last 2-3 months, and it's been pretty much sold out every game. It's amazing to come out here, feel the support. Playing at home almost feels like playing with an extra guy out there. They're super loud, and it's just very exciting to be a part of, and I'm definitely happy to be with the Senators organization and have these fans, and very thankful for them coming out and supporting us.
The ice has been pretty good to you here too, hasn't it?
Yeah. Like I said, I really like playing here.
Is there a different feel?
I don't know if there's a different feel. I just want to, it's the same for every game, right? Like I've been talking about it. It's about preparing the same way. But like I said, it's always nice to feel that extra support from the fans and having them have your back. And, it's awesome. And just a privilege to be able to go out there and play in front of so many, good fans. And just, exciting times. And for me, want to obviously finish strong and play well and, give the team a chance to win. We got 2 games left, but, there's no chance that we're backing down from anything. We're going to play hard right to the end.
Remember last year was a big deal. The Ehlers came in here, Philip Cumberland, like if Frederick Anderson gets to start for them tonight, like what would that mean kind of down the ice?
That'd be pretty cool. That'd be really cool. It's, he's probably the guy that growing up I've looked up to the most and still do. He's one of the best, and I've talked to him multiple times. I talked to him last night as well. It's just really, really cool to have the opportunity to possibly go up against him, and there's no doubt that I obviously want to win this battle. It's pretty cool to go up against one of the guys that you've looked up to for your entire life. So, but all I can do is just focus on what I can bring and take one shot at a time, and maybe look back on it after.
Possibly prolonging your season at all?
What's that, sorry?
Check up Denmark's are they there the World Championships at all?
I haven't even given that any thought yet. We'll see what happens here when the season's done, and see what they say. And I know Belleville still has some games too, so you never know what the plan is. And I'm with the Senators organization, and whatever they think is best for me is what I'm going to do. And like I mentioned before, just super thankful for the opportunity that's been given, and obviously want to make the most of it. And would I be able to go? Then great. If not, then it's it's something we'll look at, and I'll leave that up to the management and coaches, and make that decision, and then we'll see. What's that? Yeah.
Claude, on this fan appreciation weekend, I'm wondering if you're aware of how revitalizing this year has been for the organization and the fan base, as to where they were a couple of years ago and to now, a lot of sellouts this year.
Yeah, I mean, I wasn't here last year, but just this year, fans have been unbelievable, and there's a lot of games at home that we would talk in the room, be like, tonight was probably the loudest that it's been this year, and then a couple weeks later we have another that's even louder. So, obviously we're not in a position that we'd want to be in. It's a little frustrating, but the fans have been there all year, and it's we appreciate that for sure.
Does that, I mean, that feel of, they were louder tonight, they were louder last night, does that kind of give you a little even more drive to try and figure out what it's going to mean in the playoffs, what this building's going to feel like in the playoffs?
Yeah, 100%. I mean, we know our goal, we know what we want to do, and you can not only during the games. I mean, you go anywhere in the city and you can see how the fans are passionate, and it obviously motivates you to want to play better.
You individually, you're about to hit production numbers that you haven't seen since 2019. Do you think you were brought in here into a role that it was easy for you to succeed in? You were placed into a role that was good for you?
What role would that be?
Just the way that you were placed in the top six, who you were playing with, roles on the power play as well.
Yeah, I mean, I play with a lot of good players this year. We a lot of injuries, and being able to mix and match who we want to play with, and players that are on this team, it's easy to have chemistry with. So I think that's fair to say, yeah.
Quel bilan tu fais de ta première saison avec les Sénateurs d'Ottawa, ton niveau de satisfaction par rapport à ce que tu voyais quand tu as décidé de signer?
C'est sûr qu'on est un peu frustré qu'on n'est pas dans une position de jouer dans les séries, mais disant ça, je pense qu'on a eu une pas pire saison, mais c'est sûr qu'on veut être dans une meilleure position, mais faut juste continuer à travailler puis de pogner un step en avant.
Je sais qu'il y a des gens qui aiment pas, des joueurs qui n'aiment pas parler de leur plateau, de leur performance individuelle. Tu es à 2 points du plateau des 1000. Il y a moins de 100 joueurs dans l'histoire de la LNH qui ont réussi à marquer 100 points. Quel est ton feeling à l'approche de ce point?
Ouais, j'essaie de pas trop y penser. Quand tu commences à penser à ça, c'est sûr que tu commences à pas jouer de la bonne façon. Puis c'est sûr que c'est pas facile de pas y penser, mais surtout que les gars ils en parlent pas mal ici. C'est vraiment, j'essaie pas trop d'y penser, puis quand ça va arriver, ça va arriver.
Tu l'as mentionné, les partisans, il y a eu plusieurs parties cette année où ils étaient vraiment bruyants en grand nombre. À quel point c'est encourageant ça quand même pour les joueurs que l'engouement du côté des partisans revient avec la saison que vous avez connue?
Oui, c'est une motivation qu'on faut continuer, puis il faut continuer à pogner un step l'année prochaine. Puis mais il reste un autre match à la maison ici, puis je pense qu'il va y avoir un bon buzz, puis on est c'est important de pouvoir être une équipe qui est dure à gagner à la maison. Puis si on gagne à soir, ça veut pas rien dire dans le standings, mais pour nous autres, c'est beaucoup.
C'est dans le coin cet été. Vas-tu t'entraîner avec les joueurs, les jeunes qui vont être dans le coin ici? Puis ça va-tu partie du processus pour amener cette équipe-là au prochain niveau, pour travailler aussi fort l'été avec ces jeunes-là?
Sérieusement, j'ai pas pensé à ça. Je sais pas c'est quoi qui va arriver pendant l'été. Je sais pas qui va être ici. Je sais pas. Vraiment, j'ai pas pensé à ça encore.
Excited for the challenge that Carolina poses tonight?
Yeah, no, they've definitely top their division for a reason. So it's always fun to play against them. But of course, our last home game in front of us, incredible fan base. It's something that we're all excited to kind of share that moment with. But also kind of show how appreciative and thankful for all their support this year.
On that note, it is the second night of the Fan Appreciation Weekend. What can you say about how the fans have shown out this season?
I mean, it's been unbelievable. It's just feel the support, feel the energy, feel the love. It's I'm speaking on behalf of all my teammates, but they've definitely made us that much better this year, and just we're so appreciative and thankful for all their support. And for me being here for the last 4 or 5 years is the highs and lows that we've endured as a organization, and it's just so thankful for the support.
This morning it was announced that Derek Brassard has been nominated for the Masterton. What can you say about the perseverance he's shown this year?
It's a huge honor. It's so lucky to be able to play with a guy like that this year and just be able to learn from him. He's an incredible teammate. Loves the game, and I haven't seen him since I saw it. So it's huge honor, and we're also happy and excited for him and what the future holds with him. And just for me individually, I'm just very lucky that I've been able to share a season with him.